Welcome to the news on the hours, brought to you on the Anglican Cable Network Nigeria, ACNN Television. I am Rachel Egbunu. The Lord Bishop of our Anglican Diocese in Ondo State, the Right Reverend Dr. Stephen Ayodeji Fagbemi, has reiterated that it is important for Christians to understand their place and who they are in God, as that will help them understand and utilize their enablement and latent power. Bishop Fagbemi made this comment while speaking with ACNN News correspondent Charles Philip Uakolam at the opening service of the first session of the 13th Synod of our Diocese, Church of Nigeria, Anglican Communion, holding at the St. Patrick's Anglican Church, Ijebu-Owo, Ondo State.
We are stressing the importance of focusing on God as the one who can give us strength, and that once we depend on Him, He is able to enable us do great things, and that is it. So we want to encourage ourselves once again that once we know the one who lives in us, that the one who lives in us is greater than the one that lives in the world, then we can go places. We can achieve great things in the name of the Lord. And it doesn't help when we defeat ourselves in the face of surmountable problems. But once we know who we are in Christ, then we know that we are enabled to be overcomers.
During the service, the guest preacher, the Right Reverend Titus Olayinka of Ogbomoso Diocese, decried the negative attitude of believers in utilizing the ability given to them by God Almighty. The vibrant preacher stressed that the theme of the synod signifies willingness and capability.
I can do all things through Christ. That is the language of power. That is the language of ability. It is the language of will. See, when you demonstrate the strength of God in you, let me tell you, great and mighty things will happen. But most times, we write ourselves off. Especially in this time of our nation. When it comes to church work, when we come to church commitment, we complain a lot. Even for sometimes we complain a lot to use our places for sometimes we complain a lot, to use our resources for sometimes we complain a lot.
The president of the synod, Bishop Fagbemi, also gave insight of what to expect from his address, saying it will admonish both the church and the nation.
The bishop's charge will be presented to the people. And of course, many people have been invited to be part of that opportunity to share together, to hear the bishop speak to his people, to the diocese, and indeed to the entire nation. So the charge would have message for the church, would also have message for the nation. And we are trusting that everyone who comes would also go away renewed and encouraged.
The presidency has reacted to a viral video showing a female aid worker and 5 male colleagues kidnapped by insurgents in Nigeria's northeast region. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Mr. Garba Shehu, said the victims' abductors were being engaged. According to an aid group, Action Against Hunger, one of its staff members along with 3 health workers and 2 drivers were missing after their convoy was attacked last week. In the 3-minute video, the woman said she was the abducted aid worker and identified the 5 others with her as her colleagues.
My name is Grace. I work with Action Against Hunger, an NGO in Borno State. My base is Damasak, Borno State. We went to work on Thursday, 18th of July, 2019, out of Damasak. On our way going back to Damasak by Kinari Chamber Ward in Damasak, we were caught by this army called the Caliphs. They brought us here, and actually we don't know where we are, but this moment, I want to beg on my CAN, Christian Association of Nigeria, because I'm the only Christian among the 6 of us here. I want to beg that CAN Association should please do something about me to see how I can be released. I also want to beg on Action Against Hunger, Borno State. We are 6 here. All of us are staffs. We went to work. On our way coming back to our base, that was where we were caught. I begged Action Against Hunger. We have families. Some of us have children. I'm begging Action Against Hunger that they should please do something to release us. I also want to count on Nigeria, our nation. We are Nigerians, and we are also working for Nigerians. For Nigerians, I begged that Nigerian government should please, I'm begging again, please.
Mr. Shehu said the presidency was aware of the video while they were assured that the captors were being talked to. He explained that apart from the victims who appeared in the video, the engagement also covered the release of Leah Sharibu, the abducted Dapchi schoolgirl, as well as a religious leader, among others. The presidential aide, however, noted that the video will make the government step up its effort at ensuring that the abducted persons regain their freedom. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has issued Senator-elect for Imo North, Benjamin Uwajumogu, his certificate of return. INEC issued the certificate at its headquarters in Abuja. Uwajumogu contested the election on the platform of the All Progressive Congress, APC. Uwajumogu, who addressed reporters after collecting the certificate, praised the judiciary for standing by the truth. He also hailed INEC for obeying court order, pledging to rededicate himself to serving Imo North better than he did in the 8th Senate. The senator-elect thanked his constituents for not taking laws into their hands during the trying times. Timi Alaibi, former managing director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, has declared that he won't defect from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, ahead of the Bayelsa State governorship election. Alaibi assured PDP that he won't dump the party even if he failed to secure the ticket during the September governorship primaries of the party. He stated this when he visited the secretariat of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, in Yonogua, the state capital. The former MD of NDDC also expressed optimism of securing the ticket of the PDP ahead of the November 16 governorship election in the state. And meanwhile, the Islamic movement in Nigeria has alleged the death of 3 of its detainee members who were shot and held in police custody at the SARS headquarters in Abuja. The IMN spokesman, Ibrahim Musa, said the Shiite member died on Wednesday because of bullet wounds they sustained during the Free El-Zazaki protest earlier in the week. And according to him, more might die in police custody because there are at least 15 people who are in the detention center with various degrees of bullet wounds without medication. Among them are women and a minor who has his leg shot. Musa pointed out that all appeals made by relatives of the detainees for the police authorities to allow them have medication have fallen on deaf ears, an indication that they are waiting for them to slowly die in excruciating pains. News on the hour will be right back after this short break. Please stay with us.
At the King's Court is a program where we worship and praise the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords through various musical renditions. So join me, Eukaria Ozovehe, at the King's Court every Tuesday by 6 p.m. on this station, and it promises to be exciting and rewarding.
Thanks for staying tuned. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at acnntv.com or youtube.com/ACNN. And to be up to date with our news and other programs, download the ACNN app for Android from Google Play Store. The unemployment gap in Nigeria's power sector is widening by the day, and that has led to Schneider Electric partnering with Power for All and Rockefeller Foundation to develop human capital sufficient enough to curb the widening unemployment gap in Nigeria's power sector. A recent study by Power Ford reveals that there is an urgent need to develop human capital in Nigeria and other sub-Saharan countries in order to foster economic growth. The report also highlighted a huge gap in the available renewable energy jobs to Nigerians when compared to what is available globally. Out of a total 10.3 million jobs that will be created to cater for 1 billion people without electricity, a paltry 76,000, less than 1%, is available to Nigeria. In his keynote address, Moyo Sore Shodikpe, the head for access to energy business development for Anglophone West Africa, stated that Schneider Electric is committed to tackling the challenge of jobs shortage in the energy sector and have already begun. He noted that the collaborating partners will equip Nigerians in order to take advantage of the window of opportunity to create jobs and groom entrepreneurs. Schneider Electric often creates room for high school students to visit its facilities in order to acquaint themselves with its operations. Nigerians' unemployment rate stood at 36.5% in the third quarter of 2018. The West African Examination Council, WAEC, has released the result of the 2019 West African Senior School Certificate Examination. The examination body disclosed this during a chat with newsmen in Lagos. The council had urged candidates not indebted to the council to assess and check their results online using the result checker pin on their smart identity cards used during the conduct of the examination. Over 1.6 million candidates sat for the May-June 2019 WAEC in Nigeria. And now to international news. North Korea has called the test of 2 new missiles a solemn warning against what is described as South Korean warmongers. The short-range missiles were fired into the Sea of Japan, also known as the East Sea, from Wosan on North Korea's east coast. Leader Kim Jong-un said his country was forced to develop weapons to eliminate potential and direct threats. He said the test involved a new tactical gathered weapons system. Mr. Kim's comments, reported in state media, come after the North criticized a decision by South Korea and the U.S. to hold military drills next month. North Korea has long regarded the drills as preparation for an invasion. Though the U.S. and South Korea have refused to cancel the annual military exercises, they have been scaled back significantly. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said one of the new missiles traveled about 690 kilometers, that's 428 miles. The U.S. also confirmed that the missiles were short-range. The Prosecutor General, equivalent to the Attorney General of the Islamic Republic of Iran, Mohammed Montesseri, has urged the federal government of Nigeria and the judiciary to allow the leader of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria, Sheikh Ibrahim al-Zakzaky, to come to Iran for medical treatment. According to an Iran-based news organization, Montesseri said this in a letter where he called on the judiciary to grant bail to al-Zakzaky, who is the leader of all Shia Muslims in Nigeria, and also criticized the federal government's handling of the crisis, adding that al-Zakzaky's current medical condition had become a source of worry. Recall that al-Zakzaky lost his left eye when Nigeria government forces raided the northern town of Zaria about 4 years ago. The raid started after Shiite refused to allow the convoy of the Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai to ply a road during its procession. Al-Zazaki has been kept in custody along with his wife and some of his followers, despite court orders for his release. Over the past weeks, some Shiite members have engaged in violent protest with the police. The group had invaded the National Assembly, attacking citizens and destroying cars and other properties. The group had destroyed an emergency bay at Central Business District during a recent protest. A police officer and youth corps member were killed on the same day. And now to sports story. Arsenal have confirmed that two of their players, Mesut Ozil and Said Kolasinac, are fine following an attack on the streets of London. Shocking footage emerged on social media of Kolasinac stepping out of a car believed to be Ozil's to fight with the unknown man holding a long knife. The left wing-back then engaged with another man who was wearing a helmet as Ozil drove off. Ozil was chased by two men on mopeds along Golders Green Road, North London, in his black Mercedes G-Class SUV. The German international reportedly fled on foot after Kolasinac had got out, escaping into Turkish restaurant Likya. And that's how it has been on the news on the hour. Thanks for watching. I am Rachel Igbunu.